Hey, what is going on? Happy Friday, Joe 690 ADV. How you doing today? Hopefully you had a really good week this week. It's nice outside. I mean, it's just gorgeous. I mean, it really is. So hopefully you're getting out and you get some riding in a little bit. I've got some planned rides coming up, and I am excited about them. But not only that, yeah, get out and ride if you can. Anyway, tonight's video, the Honda CRF300L, which just came out, very hard to get right now. Not only that, the Honda CRF450l, both of them 2021. I'm going to tell you why I think the Honda CRF300L is a better option than the 450L. Coming up next. Hey, what's up? What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Hopefully you're having a really good week this week. It's really been pretty darn fantastic, except for last night. Had a lot of severe storms pass through Texas. We are right in the heart of Tornado Alley, so it's kind of expected. This is storm season for us, so it does happen. I do know that it headed out over to the East Coast, and some people today were getting hammered with that stuff, so hopefully you were safe and nothing happened to you. Anyway, hey, real quick, our Amazon store right up there. If you need anything, make sure you pop in there. Use our link to buy all your stuff. It really helps us out, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate it if you just use our link. And if you need any gear, we got stuff in our store for you. Also, don't forget that little subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. We sure do appreciate it. Anyway, on to the video for tonight. Honda, I can't really say a whole lot about what Honda's doing. I mean, they're making waves all the way, around the world, really, in all honesty. Two-time Dakar winner. That's really pretty awesome, with that rally bike. The Honda CRF300L, we're talking about that this evening. The Honda CRF400 or 450L, I'm sorry, has been out for a little while, and it's really been doing pretty well as far as sales and things like that. At least what I've been following, it's been pretty cool. But I'll tell you what, and I know I said at the beginning that I really think that the CRF300L is a better option than that 450L, and I told you I'd tell you why. Well, let's get into it a little bit and tell you why I think that 300L is a little bit better than the 450L. All the way around, my opinion, okay? I know people are like, have you ever ridden those bikes? Here's the deal. I don't need to ride a motorcycle, every single one, especially these new bikes. They're really hard to just get out and go test ride. Everybody should know that dealers, they have ride days. They do not like to demo bikes out because it cuts costs. Who wants to buy a bike that's been ridden by somebody else? So it's very difficult to do that. So, but by reading the specs and knowing things about these motorcycles, it's not rocket science. I know it's probably going to be pretty good, and it's going to do pretty close to what I think it's going to do. First off, I'm not bashing one bike or the other. That's not what this is about. I love all these bikes, and I love Honda especially. I've got one right over there, the CRF300L, and it's a great and fantastic bike, and all around it's a really, really amazing bike. But I tell you what, there's one thing that I know is going to separate these two motorcycles at the very end of the video, and that really, honestly, I think makes the CRF300L from Honda the better option for everybody all the way around if you're looking to get a bike. Now, they pretty much look the same. I mean, if you put them side by side, we're going to have one there, we're going to have one right there, and if you look at those two bikes, they don't look a whole lot different. They're all built around the racing platform from Honda, the CRF Racing Series, the 450 frames, and they look pretty much the exact same. So, I mean, that's tomato, tomato, but they really pretty much look the same. So I think overall, they both have the look. That's my personal opinion. The seat height, I think, is a really big deal for a lot of riders, especially some of the shorter riders and new riders. The 450L, it's tall, man. It's like my KTM. It's just like that bike right there. It's got a 37-inch seat height. That thing is freaking tall. So make sure that you got some really good boots on, or you're not going to be touching. You're going to be tippy-toeing. The 300L from Honda, 35 inches. And that's a big deal. At about a 2-inch seat height difference between those two, that could be the difference of actually getting a foot on the ground and not on the ground. So for a lot of riders, that's really a big deal. So I think that's a plus for the 300L. Ground clearance. The 450L is going to win on that one, but not by a whole lot, about an inch on that one. The 450L has about 12 inches of clearance, and the 300L has about 11 inches of clearance. But here's the deal. Anybody that rides dual sport or off-road, these are not dirt bikes, either one of them, okay? So keep that in mind. But you need about 10 inches of clearance to have really, really good off-road capabilities, and both those bikes have them, so I think it's fantastic on both sides of the ball. Tire size, 2118. I think all dual sport bikes should be 2118. And I wish most of the adventure bikes would be that size as well. But they both have 2118, so you can get a lot of choices on your tires for out there from 50/50s to your street to whatever you want. It's totally perfect. So both bikes, fantastic. Both of them are 6-speed, okay? So that's really nice. They have that riding or that highway gear, as I like to say, the 6th gear. That makes it really, really fantastic when you're on the highway. It helps take a lot of the buzz out of the handlebars, and it makes it great if you've got to do some long stints. You know, so the 6 gears, definitely nice on that one. So both bikes, thumbs up. Digital display, they look almost identical. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think they changed up a whole lot between the two, you know, and we're going to have pictures up on screen showing you the different bikes and things that are on there. But the digital display, pretty basic. There's not a whole lot to it, but why does there need to be that? So at the end of the day, both bikes fantastic. Maintenance. Now this is something that really will separate those two bikes, I personally feel. The 450L, they really built that bike on trying to be an enduro type bike. It's really kind of the competition for the 500 KTM, the EXE. Is it a KTM 500? No, it's not. But the maintenance intervals are real close. They're really close to the same. About 750 to about 1,000 miles is what you're gonna be looking at on that bike right there. Now the 300L, granted, it's not going to have that power, and we're going to talk about power here in just a second, but I will tell you this, it's going to have plenty of power, and not only that, the maintenance intervals on the thing, I'm hearing somewhere between 3,000 and 5,000 miles on that 300L. Double thumbs up for the 300L on that one. Now, suspension, how is the suspension on that? I can't say that the suspension is going to be great on the 300L. We already know that it's not. It's not really adjustable at all, but you could always do an upgrade. You could always do an upgrade. The 450 does have adjustable suspension, so that's really kind of a thumbs up for that. But I'll promise you that the Honda is probably going to have decent enough suspension that it's going to do just fine for the highway and off-road. Remember, these are dual sports. These are not high-performance off-road bikes. These are dual sports. They are road ready right out of the gate. Weight. Now here's something that's kind of funny. I personally thought, you put it down below and you tell me what you think. The CRF450L from Honda comes in at about 290 pounds. Now most of this is going to be your dry weight. This is not going to be a wet weight. And the CRF from Honda, the 300L, is coming in at 309 pounds. So that's only basically right at about 20 pounds difference between those two bikes. Personal opinion, you tell me what you think. I think the Honda CRF300L wins on that one just because it's only 309 pounds. That's not that bad. That's really pretty darn good for a dual sport motorcycle. That's something, if you drop it, you can pick it up. Doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl on that one. Horsepower. The CRF450L definitely is going to win this one. Okay, the US version has about 42 horsepower, which is really kind of plenty of horsepower for a bike. It's nothing like the KTM where it's closer to almost 60 horsepower. But I will say this, we're not talking about the KTM, but the CRF300L is right at about 27 horsepower. So it's definitely got more pep and zep in that 450L. But I will tell you this, that 27 horsepower, if it's done right, and I've been reading about this 300L, it's got plenty of power. And we're going to talk about top speed next. And the top speed of the Honda CRF450L is about 91 miles an hour. That's a top speed for that motorcycle. What does the Honda CRF300L have? About 82. That's pretty darn good. You know, you're talking, what is that? 9 mile an hour difference? That's definitely a win. That's all I gotta say. So overall, will the 450L outperform the 300L? Of course it will, 100%. There is no ifs, ands, or about it. It's definitely a better bike on the off-road. But is it better on the road? I doubt it. I'll bet you that 300L is a nice, smooth cruising bike, and it's a ton of fun off-road. But guess what? What really separates these two bikes? the cost. This is where I feel that the 300L totally is a better option for everybody, because the Honda CRF450L comes in at $9,999. The Honda CRF300L comes in at $5,249. That's $4,750 difference. Is that bike $4,750 difference better? I don't think so. So in all honesty, here's what really makes it amazing, is that if you've got a girl or a son or something like that, you can almost get two Honda CRF 300Ls for the price of one 450L. And that, my friends, I think makes it a better option than the 450L. I bet you it's just as much fun off-road, and I'll bet you it's way better on the highway, and I'll tell you what, it's built for tons of fun if you can get one, because I got guys that are having a hard time getting them. So anyway, I really honestly think that 300L will do everything the 450 will do. You tell me, put it down below. I think that for new riders or just all riders alike, you could almost get two bikes for the price of one. You tell me what you think, put it down below. Hey, I'm Joe, 690 ADV. Thank you so much for stopping in tonight on the video and listening in. Don't forget, our store's right up there. Hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and if you like everything, man, we really do appreciate it. Get out and ride, man. It's gorgeous outside. We sure do appreciate you. Be safe, get out and ride, and find your adventure. 690 out.